Hi, my name is Sylvia Panchow, and today I'd like to continue with Meet Your Straw Man, and today we're talking about fear. They want you to be afraid of imaginary terrorists, afraid of disaster, afraid of any new diseases, afraid of foreign countries, afraid of the economy doing bad and inflation rising. If you doubt this, then take a look at the news and count the number of positive, uplifting news items. It doesn't take much in the way of research to see that the very negative bias is in the news. The reason behind this is to make you feel that you need a government and an army to protect you from the supposed danger. It is easy to keep the news items biased that way because all of the major news agencies and media outlets in the world are owned by only 5 or 6 privately owned commercial companies. So, to supposedly connect you to the straw man, which they created for you when your birth was registered, they use the legal ease techniques of conning you with the name of the straw man. If you are ill-advised enough to go to court, which is a corporation, place of business, and if you go there as the accused, you will be asked to confirm your name, quoting the full name shown on your birth certificate, which is the legal personality. Titles such as Mr., Dr., Reverend, Governor, Secretary, or whatever are not asked for as they are not required. The accused is actually the legal personality, which is the name on the birth certificate. So when they ask you for the person's name, they are talking to the legal personality, the straw man, and not to the human. This is because a human cannot exist in the legal world. Only pieces of paper can, and that is something which they are very careful not to tell you. This is a really key issue. Natural law and common law are the only laws which apply to humans, and they deal only with harming other people or causing them loss. And outside of these restrictions, a human has free and unlimited entitlement to do anything he chooses which complies with these principles. As opposed to this, acts of Congress, statutes, statutory instruments, and contracts do not apply to the human, but only to the piece of paper which is the legal personality, which has no reality, as the legal fiction. The legal personality was created, and it is called the United States Corporation, or a Canadian corporation if you're in Canada, of course. That company gets to say what the rights and duties for that piece of paper are. So that corporation makes their own rules. When a person is born in Canada, the mother and father submit a birth certificate registration form, which is a piece of paper. There is no requirements under common law to do this. When any limited company or corporation is set up, there is always a certificate of registration in order to create the legal personality, and that is a piece of paper. Please note that as a Canadian birth certificate statute quite clearly, this is not evidence of identification, meaning that it has nothing to do with any human. Marked on it is usually, if you're in America, it's U.S. Copyright. If you're in Canada, then it usually says this belongs to the Canadian government, showing clearly that it does not belong to an individual and was created by the state. This act of registering a child makes that child a ward of the court, and that child can be taken away from the parents at any time. The legalese definition of words which sound commonplace can be found in Black's Law Dictionary, and the current edition is the 11th edition. In legalese, you, the human, are defined as a monster, which shows exactly what the people who use legalese think of you? Charming people, aren't they? Another trick they try to play on you is to imply that a summons is something which you must obey, which in fact is not. It is only an invitation to attend their place of business. They are inviting the legal personality to their place of business, and please note that there is a choice, and it is only an invitation. The legal personality is just a piece of paper, a birth certificate, created by the commercial company, and it is not the human. You can't be forced be forced into a contract. So they have to deceive you into entering into one without understanding what you're doing. So they have to deceive you and cause you to enter into their agreements or their contracts without understanding what you are doing. They are using descriptions, as every judge court is trending name of the company called the Department of Justice, which does not have a parent company listed, meaning that it is a parent company itself. Legal people, on being shown this company registration, respond by realizing that this information is genuine, which it is. Then the U.S. has been lawless for more than 100 years, because the whole judicial system is being dealt with by a commercial company. Going to court in connection with any civil action is a very bad idea, as the only function of a court is to judge between two parties who disagree and then penalize the loser. The court doesn't care who wins or loses, and the object of the court is to make a profit for its owners, as it is a commercial enterprise, and its purpose is to acquire money from anyone who is foolish enough to attend. If you look at the summons, which is really an invitation to go to court, you will see that it is not in your name, but in the name of the straw man, which they are hoping to fool you into representing. Well, thank you for listening. It was quite a bit of information here, and I will come back on and continue with the book, Meet Your Straw Man. Thank you again. God bless you.